What it do? Yo man, listen. Today, I got a very different type of video for you. This video is a proof of concept for Asmodai being used against the Avatar of Cain in the Ragnar comp. Let's get right into the video. So, just to explain, this video is a proof of concept. It is not a guide. The goal of this video is not to give you a play-by-play guide as to how you should be playing against Avatar of Cain. The goal is to demonstrate that Asmodai is a viable option against the Avatar of Cain guild boss in the Ragnar composition. The replay I will show you, it is not optimized. A lot of optimization is required to make this composition play to its fullest, specifically on turn 2. I do not want to make a guide until a certain bug is fixed. There is a bug that I have labeled the squish bug, where Avatar of Cain can end his movement on top of the warlocks, instantly killing them. This changes how the boss AI works, as you can no longer use the warlocks to manipulate the boss's movement. I've given this info to Snowprint, and from my understanding, there will be a fix at some point, so I will make a guide then. But for now, this is simply a proof of concept to demonstrate that Asmodai is a viable character to use against Avatar of Cain. The reason I'm using Asmodai in the Ragnar composition is because of certain factors. So to start, the Ragnar comp consists of Ragnar Blackmane, as you know, Eldryon, Calgar, and Athena as the main buffers, and Anshi as the main utility piece. Anshi is used to give Ragnar 2 turns of howls, which is very strong. However, as you know, Avatar has certain restrictions. You cannot take Eldar characters, which forbids you from taking Eldryon and Athena. So you're left with Ragnar, Calgar, and Anshi. Luckily, there's a certain tech choice where you use your howl with Ragnar, then use the active ability of Anshi on Ragnar, and then use Ragnar's howl active a second time in the same turn. This gives you a lot of damage, and this gives you over 100% crit chance if you have 40 crit base. So this is very strong. Calgar is, of course, one of the best buffers for Imperial characters in the game. Ragnar gets 10 hits. Calgar gives all of those 10 hits 1,300 additional damage. These 2 substitutes we will be using in the composition. They are Karn and Asmodai. So Karn is a obvious choice, as if you kill an enemy, his passive gives him 4 additional hits. His passive has 2 bullet points. The first bullet point essentially says just have 4 more hits, and the second bullet point is get 4 more hits after killing something. He has 4 hits base, his active is very strong, he has a very strong passive, and he's a very good character. So he's normally not good enough to cut it to be in the team. However, because there aren't that many characters we can choose from with the removal of Eldryon and Athena from the possible characters to pick, we will be using him. We will also be using Asmodai. Now, the reason I chose Asmodai is because he is technically a buffer. His active ability gives 2 turns of plus 1,000 damage against a target, in melee specifically. And what better comp to make use of this than the Ragnar composition, which has no shooting. So the main idea is to howl turn 1, use Anshi active, howl again, and use Asmodai active, and hit the boss for like 260,000, 270,000 damage, something like that, turn 1. And then the rest, you just try to complete it to 500,000. I will now pass the video off to Clip Draupnir. So let's see what he has to say. What it do? Yo man, listen. This is my proof of concept using Asmodai in the Ragnar team against Avatar Cain. As you know, Eldryon and Athena cannot be brought against Avatar. My thought process was Karn gets a lot of hits, right? Karn is very good for this. And because his passive is essentially 12 hits, and Asmodai active works in a way it's a debuff, not a buff, so it works on all 12 hits. So I'll play, I'll show what it can do, yeah? Karn kills the first guy, activates his passive. Betrayer's now active, and now we with Ragnar here, Anshi here, Calgar here. I'll put Asmodai here, and then I will Spore Mine this way. What this does is, after the Warlock moves here, the boss will strike. He always strikes. I've never had him not strike. With the Beltor strat, if there's a Beltor here, he might actually try to sweep, which messes it up. Strike is much easier to play around. So Ragnar howls, Anshi blocks. Ragnar is just gonna howl again. You'll put him here. You'll put Calgar next to him. I'll put Karn here. I'll put Asmodai here. The reason I'm doing this is because these two guys got summoned here, so I'm not gonna put a Spore Mine there. I'm gonna put a Spore Mine here, and hopefully it will be enough to block his movement enough. Asmodai is gonna Exemplar of Fate. Karn, or rather Ragnar hits for 19 or 190, and then Karn is gonna bring it up to 270, 280. Does the thing. And then he moves, right? It's not very ideal what happened here, but it is better than nothing. So Ragnar is just gonna get here. Like I'm gonna be taking a little bit of damage because I want to make the most out of the last turn of Asmodai active. So we hit him with 27, 3, 12, Karn active, and then Asmodai. I'll just put this guy here. It doesn't matter. I'm not using the active ability, or rather the ability that costs munitions. I'm using the free one. I did get very lucky here of him not dying. That was really lucky for me. 15, we'll do that. I didn't put a Spore Mine. I didn't think it was needed. He'll move, I think, a little bit. He might also do big move. Yeah, he does the small. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'll move everything out of the way. 10k from this. Calgar. Kane, or Karn rather. And then Asmodai. And then he should do a sweep, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe a big attack, depending on how the other guys are. I think he's gonna get here and then do the line attack. Okay, Karn does get final stand, which is good. Does this. I'll do this. This is a little bit more damage, doesn't matter. And then Asmodai is gonna do this. This can do 500,000 damage, as you saw. I do think there is room for a lot of optimization to be done. I think if Avatar stays in the middle longer through, I don't know, some other way, it could be 520, 530, 560 even. So that's my thought process. So this is a proof of concept. This isn't a guide. I will make a guide at some point, but this is just to show off what Asmodai is capable of. I'll give it back to a normal video Draupnir now. That's it from the clip Draupnir for this video. So, the takeaways. Asmodai has a lot of potential against Avatar of Cain. As a character, I've always said that he has a lot of potential. He's very dependent on how good the 5th Dark Angels character is. However, the replay demonstrates, at least to me, that Asmodai is a contender for one of the bosses. And if the 5th Dark Angels character is raid viable, Asmodai may be becoming more mainstream in Ragnar compositions. You'll have to see. There are a lot of things that can be adjusted in the replay. A lot can be fixed. I do fully believe that the top guilds, if they deem the strategy worthwhile, they will change certain things, certain locks and whatnot, and be able to do even more damage than what you saw in the replay. The Bloody Rose Discord server, it's a very nice place. I promote it because I think it, it merits promotion. I have a Discord channel on my own called Draupnir Gang. If you join, say Draupnir Gang, we'll chat. It'll be fun. If you have questions, we'll answer them. There will be a link in the description for the Discord invite. And yeah, thank you very much for watching my video. I genuinely appreciate it. Special thanks to Dieselfox, Papa John, Lita Lama, Sarp, Heartswept, Askeleon, Yeris, Bruce McSloop, and Prosan for entering my refer friend code. Genuinely means a lot to me. It's a way to support the channel. If you haven't entered the referral friend code, it's at the top of your screen. If you don't want to enter it, that's perfectly fine. I genuinely appreciate you giving me the time of day. Thank you very much for watching my videos, leaving comments. It means a lot to me. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Have a good day and stay safe. Okay, that's it.